Next up at UFC 288, we have the new co-main event. We got Belal Muhammad taking on Gilbert Burns. If you remember, this fight was just put together just a few weeks ago. This is short notice for both of these men. Neither one of them were scheduled to fight at all. And then they popped onto this card. Gilbert Burns making a quick turnaround, couple of weeks. Belal Muhammad had literally nothing on the horizon as far as that was public at least. And they threw this fight together. And honestly, good for both of them, because Belal had nothing. And all of a sudden, yeah, I'll fight. And not only that, it takes a really tough fight when he could just sit and wait and potentially be, right there for a title talk. So he's not choosing to play it safe.
They literally both called each other's bluff. Both of these guys are like, I'll fight anyone, anytime. And they both said, oh, I bet you won't. And the other one's like, I bet I will. And then it's like, oh, shit, we're fighting. And then, oh, yeah, we're fighting 5 fucking rounds, too. Yeah. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, why is it 5 rounds? Why would they do that?
It's just, I don't know.
It's not for anything, and it's short notice for both of them. Why the hell would they make this a 5-round fight? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, Belal Muhammad, 22-3 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off the striking win over Sean Brady. He's taking on Gilbert Burns, 22-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off the win over George Masvidal just a few weeks ago. Belal Muhammad, before his last fight, was a wrestling beast, just non-stop wrestling. Not everybody wants to make fun of him. He's boring. He's this, he's that. But that dude comes forward, working hard, looking to win fights. Racks up control time, throws his hands in your face, works towards your legs, gets the takedowns, controls from there. Was never really a dangerous guy, but always a busy guy, continuing to work forward. In his last fight, all of a sudden he's dangerous. He's just absolutely touched up Sean Brady. Didn't attempt a single takedown, didn't need it. He dismantled Sean Brady on his feet and was good to go, stuck with that game plan, got him out of there. Taking on Gilbert Burns. We know Gilbert. He's a 155-pounder that moved up to 170, kept all of his, actually not kept, somehow manages to have power even though he's sort of up in weight. He is a grappler first, but he has nice offensive takedowns. Fuck, I need water. He has nice offensive takedowns. He's not just a jiu-jitsu nerd or anything like that. He's got power in his hands. Not the most technical striker, but is a powerful guy who will come forward, is super tough. Personally, I think Belal Muhammad wins this fight. And I think it's because I know what I'm going to get with Belal. He's going to come forward. He's going to shoot. He's going to come forward. He's going to shoot. He's going to come forward. He's going to shoot. He didn't shoot on Sean Brady because he didn't need to shoot on Sean Brady. He didn't shoot on Damian Maia because he didn't need to shoot on Damian Maia. The difference between Sean Brady, Damian Maia, and Gilbert Burns is while all 3 of them are phenomenal at jiu-jitsu, Sean Brady and Damian Maia use their jiu-jitsu off their back. They will make things happen off their back. Gilbert Burns, yes, very good at jiu-jitsu. And everybody's like, why didn't Khamzat take him down? Khamzat refused to take him down because of his jiu-jitsu. No, he didn't. Khamzat was just trying to strike with him.
Having fun.
Yeah, and then when
his
he wanted
was
to
like,
wrestle...
take him down. And Khamzat was like, nah, no thanks.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with he was afraid of Gilbert Burns' jiu-jitsu because, yes, Gilbert Burns is a black belt, and yes, he's submitting people, but not off of his back. Show me Gilbert Burns on his back in a fight doing anything meaningful. So I think Belal Muhammad's going to win this fight because I think he'll get the takedowns, and while we all love Gilbert Burns, I don't think he's going to have much to offer off of his back. And that's sort of the breakdown. I mean, it's just that simple. Gilbert Burns has all the power, could knock out Belal. But I think we can trust Belal to just dive at legs, get a takedown, and then hang out on top. And Gilbert's not going to really have anything to offer. And last week, couple of short notice fights, both of the short notice guys won. That was incredible. We almost never see that. But these people making these 2-3 week turnarounds have not been successful in the past. Just off the top of my mind, we talked about Jessica Andrade, Terrence McKinney, when he almost put out Drew Dober. Like, these people that come back super quick to save a card, to jump in right after fighting, Chris Curtis, when he went over to fight Jack Hermanson, it doesn't really work out for them. So I think that's working against Gilbert as well. But Belal's short notice. Ramadan could potentially be a thing, but He beat Luque during Ramadan, no issues whatsoever. What do you think, Jake?
I thought you were about to say he beat leukemia, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck,
Looks like
what the fuck is that?" But yeah, I'm a obviously everyone knows if you don't know, I am a Belal hater. When it comes to being a Belal hater, that just means him as a fighter. He's a pretty funny dude, and he seems like a great guy outside the octagon. So I don't want to get twisted like I just hate the guy, but I hate his fighting style. A lot of people do because he can be boring. I was very high on Sean Brady. I was very, very high on Sean Brady going to that fight because I thought it was going to be a grappling affair, and I thought Sean Brady was going to be able to win those grappling exchanges. Turns out Belal got with Khabib, learned how to throw a jab, and just beat Sean Brady with a jab. But we now know that entire camp is complete frauds in the striking department. And Sean Brady is not a good striker. And yes, Belal was piecing him up, but he's not a good striker. But if you rewatch that fight, and yes, I know Sean got TKO'd and he got finished in the second round, but in that first round of that fight, even with Belal controlling the distance, controlling pressure, Sean Brady was landing some good shots. I mean, he landed 4 or 5 shots that if Gilbert is landing those same shots, it is going to be night for a guy like Belal Muhammad. And Belal Muhammad needs to be the pressure guy. He needs to be the guy moving forward. For the takedowns, he needs to be moving forward. He needs to get you against the cage and then work the takedowns from there. For his striking, he needs to be moving forward, working the jab. Gilbert Burns is not going to let him be the one moving forward. I mean, Gilbert Burns in every single one of his fights is the guy that is moving forward. He's going to be crowding the wrestler. The jab isn't going to be there. Belal is going to be circling away. The last guy that did that and kind of picked him apart was Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards absolutely was just embarrassing this guy Belal Muhammad in the striking. And I believe Gilbert Burns can just kind of pressure this guy forward and land those big shots that you've seen, and maybe use some offensive wrestling as well, because Gilbert is really cleaned up. He used to be kind of just that jiu-jitsu guy, but his offensive wrestling is good, his top control is good, his takedown defense is good. So if he's just moving forward against Belal Muhammad is not going to have the space to shoot those takedowns. He's not shooting takedowns and getting them against Gilbert Burns off his back foot. He's not that good, and Gilbert Burns is so high level that those kind of takedowns are not going to work. He's got to be the one moving forward, and maybe he's able to get respect early with the hands. Maybe he does get that jab pumping. Maybe he stings him a little bit, and then he can control it. If he is up on top, yes, he can win this fight. If he can have top control and win this fight, but Gilbert Burns is going to be the one pressuring him in this fight. He's going to be able to touch him. He's going to be able to maybe mix in some takedowns on his own, and Gilbert Burns is going to control this fight and win this fight. I'm pretty high on Gilbert Burns. I think it's just a bad matchup for Belal. He probably does beat most of the guy in the division because he can't out-wrestle him. I don't think he can out-wrestle Gilbert, and therefore he's going to lose.
Yeah, it's funny. The chat is so split on this fight. Oops. The chat is so split on this fight. Like nobody is agreeing. What the hell? Oh, I did these out of order. Oh, well. Nobody agrees. And it's so funny watching people argue in the chat because it's never like, oh, I understand your point, but you're an idiot. You don't know anything. Belal sucks. He's going to get knocked out. Oh, Gilbert Burns is the worst fighter that's ever existed. He got knocked out by a 145-pound Dan Hooker. Nobody's reasonable. I'm going to be reasonable with you. Gilbert Burns could absolutely win this fight. Of course he could win this fight. It's very possible. Gilbert Burns
is with you. Belal Muhammad cannot win this fucking fight. And you're an idiot, so.
You genuinely believe Belal can't win this fight because the line movement says otherwise.
That guy's awful.
You're not worried about
Sean Brady. It's like, wow, congratulations. That can't.
He doesn't. Sucks. I'm not. Who's talking about his striking? I didn't mention his striking once in why I think he would win. Not one time.
Well, I'm just talking to the general public. It's more than you watching this video.
Okay. Not really. Viewership's pretty bad. Well, we're split. I'll bet this fight even money, $100.
Okay. Look at this guy.
All right.
Doesn't want to take the. I guess you could take the. Never mind.
Idiot.
$100.
Yeah.
I was about to really thank God I stopped myself because I was really about to be like, oh, look at this guy. All of a sudden, the odds don't matter. Yeah. But $100 even. That's fine.
I heard it going, and I'm like, okay, fine. Force me into taking the odds, you dumb bastard. So, all right, $100 on this fight. We'll be watching it live together. I'll be sure to record your reaction, and while you hand me the money, bring cash. It's better for the video. But I'm not going to die on my shield. Gilbert Burns could absolutely win this fight, landing a big shot. I just think Belal's going to be diving at legs, and that's going to be a problem for Dorino. 8,000, 8,200. It's 5 rounds. And it's almost even money. I think you got to have your side here. If Belal wins this fight, he's going to score a gazillion points with takedowns and control time. And if Gilbert wins this fight, it's probably stoppage, right?
Hope so.
So, DraftKings probably a safe play.
And Gilbert cut his hair, by the way, which is unfortunate.
It was wild that it grew out like a straight up afro. Good for him.
It's cut now.
Well,
I thought he was going to grow it out and braid it. If he had, imagine he with braids in. Holy shit, that would look incredible, dude.
Sean Brady,
Gilbert
Brazilian
Burns with fucking braids. Oh my god, that would be terrifying. That's what I thought he was going to do.
A Brazilian Sean O'Malley. But
man, that would have been incredible.
Anyway, WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member. $10 a month. Unlock literally everything. All our bets, all our picks. Artem's bets. Artem's picks for all events, including the huge ONE FC fight card on Friday. DraftKings Optimizer, DraftKings Plays, Fantasy Prop Games, all of the things.
And we forgot to mention
a month.
Bilal's main training partner for this camp, which I think we need to mention.
Go ahead.
Jessica Pena. Same camp. And we know how high level she is.
Yeah. Juliana Pena, you mean?
Oh, what did I say? Jessica Pena?
Yeah. You said Jessica Pena, and then, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. About the same level.